Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jessica, and I'm filming this as the sun is setting, so hopefully I can still get some good lighting. But I wanted to talk about the idea of staying open because I feel like this has been something I've talked with like friends and family about quite often recently. And I think it's pretty apt too because we are moving miraculously out of winter into spring. And I think, like, with a new season coming in, especially that season being spring and then into summer, it does bring this like new energy. And often we think about like winter is super slow and like resting and nesting is the vibe. And then as you move into spring, life begins again in certain ways. And it does feel like blossoming. So I think the theme of staying open is pretty fitting. And one of the interviews that I've shared with like friends too that I always think about when I think about this topic is one that I saw with Michelle Obama. And she reflects on her time in the White House and also raising two daughters during that time. And she says that like she could have very easily just like stayed closed off to the world. Obviously, they live such a dramatically different life than an average civilian, being like the presidential family. So she's like, I could have like, not made friends with the girls, um, friends, parents, like from school and things like that. But she was like, I always told Sasha and Malia, her two daughters, to stay open because even though you may come across people who are not right for you, and she said something like, and when people show you who they are, like let them go, like let them leave, quickly, like sooner rather than later. But overall, by staying open, you will gain so much more than if you were to stay closed. And by so much more, that means like people and experiences. And I bring up this example because I feel like in my own experiences, like there are benefits to staying closed because you feel like you have control over your situation and like the people that you surround yourself with. And there is a certain degree of comfort in the normalcy and like the sameness of life. On the other hand, I think that staying open is certainly risky because you are allowing all sorts of people and experiences to like flow into your life because that's what openness is. It's like it's not really possible, I think, to filter for just like good people, good things, because like sometimes you don't know until you experience it or like meet people. And I think Michelle Obama's point is probably that like despite potentially meeting people who aren't a great fit for you, you're also going to meet so many amazing people that you would not have met had you stayed closed. And I think the same idea like goes for experiences. So I feel like especially, and this is like an idea that I've been thinking about and like practicing, I feel like, for maybe like a couple years now, but it's really been at the forefront, I feel like, of conversation. Um, Maybe especially because I've like met new friends, and I think like there's no way I would have met any of them if I hadn't like stayed open to the possibility. And especially when we think about new seasons and like that bringing new energy, I feel like staying open in a way is also like a form of energy movement, because when you're closed, like you can think of maybe like a pool, right? It's contained, it's closed, so there's nothing coming into it or flowing out if it's just like a contained pool. But if you were to like connect it with something else, maybe like a river that flows into an ocean, for example, like that openness allows energy to flow. And I think, especially for the seasons shifting, it may be like a very significant time to like think about how you want your energy to move. And there is if the benefits can potentially outweigh the risk of staying open, because I feel like a lot of this is also like practice, right? The more you meet new people and experience new things, the more you're able to suss out who is for you, what experiences are for you, and who is not, and what is not. So, yeah, I wanted to share this idea because I feel like it's been the topic of conversation in my circle of people. And I think it makes a lot of sense given like the shift in seasons. And yeah, I feel like it can be scary, of course, to meet new people and like try new things for sure. But I found that it's so much more worth it to do those things and meet those people, even if it bears the risk of getting hurt. And yeah, I feel like life is about learning more about yourself and like allowing the energy to flow in a positive way. And I think like finding and surrounding yourself with people who like lift you up and like support you, and experiencing things that are new and maybe that you enjoy are very significant parts of like a meaningful life. So I hope you enjoyed the topic of today, which is staying open, and that maybe it's something you'll keep in mind, especially as we move into a hopefully warmer weather time period in the next like few weeks or so. But yeah, sending you good vibes and wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video.